Next one is work input. So what is this work input? Work input. So this is the effort what we are giving to the machine. Input, we are giving it to the machine. Okay. So work done on the machine, we are doing it. The effort is given to the machine and the machine is moving. Okay. So work input we are giving to the machine. So this is the work done on the machine. So this is the work done on the machine. We are doing on the machine. The effort is given to the machine. Okay. So work input means work done on the machine. Then what is work output? So we are giving here, right? So we are giving input and output. What the machine is doing? Work output. Work output. So this is a work done by the machine. So this is done by the machine. Okay. So this is a work done on the machine, input. Output means work done by the machine to move the load or to lift the load, to overcome the resistive force, whatever it is. It is done by the machine. Input means what we are giving to the machine, effort what we are giving. So we have the formulas also. Work done on the machine, your work input is equal to effort into displacement of effort. And work done by the machine, your work output is equal to load into displacement of load. Machine is lifting the load or moving the load. So these are the formulas for work input and work output. Next one is efficiency. Efficiency means how much efficient the machine is, how much it can perform. So we are talking about efficiency. So efficiency was denoted by the symbol eta. Okay. It was denoted by the symbol eta. What is the definition of efficiency now? Again, from the formula we can define it. Efficiency is the ratio of work output by work input. So efficiency is the ratio of work output by work input. Or we will denote like this, capital W to the suffix output. Okay, whatever it is, same work output by capital W to the suffix input. Okay, bottom we will write. Okay, work output by work input. Always remember this efficiency is expressed in percentage. 60% efficient, 40% efficient, 100% efficient. So it is always given in efficiency, is given in percentage. So we will write it as work output by work input into 100. So we are giving it in percentage. Then we can tell how much efficient this machine is. Keep in mind, students, there is no machine which is having 100% efficient. If it is 100% efficient, if the machine is 100% efficient, then it is called as ideal machine. Ideal machine which is having efficiency 100%. 100% efficient means your work input and output are equal. There is a principle of machine. Work input is equal to work output. For ideal machines it will be happening that. So work input is equal to work output. So how much effort we are giving to the machine, same amount of work is done. Same amount of work is done by the machine. Or in other words, we can write like this. Work done on the machine is equal to work done by the machine. Work done on the machine is equal to work done by the machine. So this is the main principle. Work done on the machine, or input energy is equal to output energy. Work done by the machine is equal to work done on the machine is equal to work done by the machine. How much we are giving? Same amount is utilized. But this doesn't happen, students, because there exists the friction between the parts of the machine, and all the parts are not perfectly rigid, and there will be some weight for the parts of the machine. So due to that, some part of our input, what we are giving, some part of this input is used to move the parts of the machine which are having some weight and to overcome the friction between the parts of the machine. So some part of this input is used to overcome all those things. So what are those we are overcoming? To move the parts of the machine, to move the parts, to overcome the friction between the parts of the machine. And all the parts are not rigid, perfectly rigid. All the parts are not perfectly rigid. All the strings what we are using are not perfectly elastic. All the strings are not perfectly elastic. So all these things comes here. So because of that, some part of input is utilized to do these things. So 100% was not utilized by the machine to do the output, to give the work, what we are doing, what we want to lift, what we want to move. So work done by the machine was not equal to work done by the machine, which is not equal to work done on the machine. The input what we are giving. The input what we are giving is not equal to output what the machine is doing. Because some part of our input is used to move the parts of the machine which are having some weight. All the parts of the machine will be having some weight. Okay, and there will be some friction between the parts of the machine. So some part is of our input, of our effort, is used to move the parts of the machine and to overcome the friction between the machine. So there is no 100% efficiency in the machine. The input is not 100% converted into output. So what is actually having? So we'll see now actual machine. Actual machine in practice. Okay. So if it is ideal, 100% efficient, it is a perfect machine, 100% efficient. But it is not that. In actual, some part is wasted. Efficiency is always less than 100%. Efficiency is always less than 100%. Always less than 1. MA will be less than 1. MA will be less than 1. Mechanical advantage will always be less than 1. Because some part is used to move the parts of the machine and to overcome the friction. So these are the reasons why it is not 100%. Okay. So if we want to make it 100%, we should create the weightless parts and frictionless. So weightless and frictionless, then the machine will be 100%. Perfect machine, ideal machine. So this is what about ideal machine and actual machine what we are using. Always MA less than 1. But velocity ratio will be equal to 1 for actual machine. Velocity ratio is not affected by all these things. So this is what about input, output, your efficiency. Now we'll see the relation between efficiency, MA and VR, mechanical advantage and velocity ratio. Relation between all these three. To know the relation between efficiency, mechanical advantage and velocity ratio, we will start up with the efficiency. What is efficiency? It is the ratio of work output by work input. We already know what is work output and work input. Let us substitute those formulas here. So your efficiency is equal to work output is load into displacement of load, and work input is effort into displacement of effort. Let us write them separately. So load by effort into dL by dE. Load by effort into, we separated this part, dL by dE. Efficiency is equal. We already had some knowledge of mechanical advantage and velocity ratio. What is mechanical advantage, students? Mechanical advantage is the ratio of load by effort. So instead of load and effort, you can write your mechanical advantage. What is your velocity ratio? Displacement of effort by displacement of load. Displacement of effort by displacement of load is your velocity ratio. So from this, displacement of load by displacement of effort, it is reversed. Means 1 by VR. This is MA, L by load by effort is MA, and this part is reciprocal of velocity ratio. Let us substitute them. Efficiency is equal to MA into 1 by velocity ratio. Finished. So efficiency is the ratio of mechanical advantage by velocity ratio. Efficiency is the ratio of mechanical advantage and velocity ratio. If you want it in percentage, as we are giving it in percentage, into 100. So we'll get the efficiency. From this we can also calculate mechanical advantage also of a machine. MA is equal to, take out this one, VR into efficiency. So mechanical advantage is a product of velocity ratio and efficiency. Clear? We already know efficiency is 100% for ideal machine. Efficiency is less than 100 or efficiency is less than 1 for actual machine, actual practice in our daily life, less than 100. So MA is equal to VR for ideal machine. MA is always less than VR for actual machine. So this is what about the efficiency, mechanical advantage, velocity ratio, their relationship. Clear? So this is what about machines and the information, functions, definitions, and how they are acting, force multiplier, speed multiplier, or change in direction. So we saw what is input, what is output, what is load, what is effort, what is ideal machine, what is actual machine, what is the principle of machine, what is a perfect machine, why it is not 100%. So all these things like these questions will be asked from the theory part of this third chapter, machine. So from this, using all these formulas, we can do the numericals. So we'll see the numericals in another video. So this is what about the introduction and the topics related to the syllabus of chapter 3, machines.